Well, greetings again. Robert Locke here. We appreciate you taking the time to follow us in this series of myths of property management. And myth is simply something that we tend to believe when we hear it. And after you've either been in the business for a while, or you get challenged by owners or tenants, or come to training, you find that maybe what you thought was true wasn't really true. And what we're going to talk about today, we're on myth number 22. And these are, the context is this. If I follow my client's directives, I won't be held liable for the outcome. All right? In other words, in the agency world, we are to follow our owner's instructions, and if we do, and they make really bad choices, we're not held accountable for that. And if you come into the management business from that direction, like I did, you find that you still will be held accountable for things that the owner makes decisions on, and it kind of shifts from the sales world to the property management world in this agency area. So it goes something like this, right? Above all, follow your client's directives. We know from experience, agency duties rule. In other words, in the sales training and what we get from the brokerage community, who generally is the one doing all the training in our real estate industry, the brokerage community drills down really hard on following the owner's instructions, holding their confidences, being totally honest with them, being transparent with them, all those things. Agency duties rule. In fact, agency duties are kind of put on a pedestal in the brokerage community. In fact, it actually kind of looks something like this. You know, there's an owner God, and agents all bow to the owner God. And the idea being agency duties rule. And when I did listing and selling, I don't remember telling the owner no. I don't remember telling the owner, you can't do that. I don't remember saying to the owner, that's illegal. But in the management side of the business, you get to say all those things to an owner, because the owners don't understand what the rules are to manage rental property. And there's this great conflict going on between agency duties and the law. And this video is not playing on my laptop, so I'm going to ask Tony to kind of intersperse. So I'm going to stop talking for about 5 or 6 seconds for this video to play its way out. Okay, so don't think that I am in any way suggesting that agency duties are not important. They're critical. Obviously, when you're in a real estate license relationship with an owner, agency duties rule. And I don't want anybody to think that I am diminishing that in any way. However, there are times when there are higher laws. There are times when agency duties get trumped by higher laws and higher authorities. And I know that's kind of a foreign idea to some of you, but think about it. Agency duties, as critical as they are and as valuable and important as they are, do not trump fair housing. They do not trump the American with Disabilities Act, the Fair Credit Reporting Act, what the courts think, and what the Landlord-Tenant Act says. In other words, there's going to be all kinds of times in your property management career when the owner's going to tell you to do something or suggest a certain procedure or practice or behavior that he wants you or she wants you to exemplify in managing the tenant, and you, who knows these higher laws, are going to push back, and you're going to say, whoa, hold it, I can't do that. And sometimes there's a lot of tension created between owners and property managers, because owners are not accustomed to having property management people or real estate agents tell them no, or you can't do that, or the law prevents you from doing that. And there's going to be 100 times a year that you're going to have this tension with the owner, because he thinks of you should do what he tells you to do because he's the owner and you're his agent. And agency duties, although important, are trumped often by higher laws and higher authority. Now, I've been trying for a year to think of a really good example of this, and I think I've found one, so follow me. An airplane sitting on the tarmac, not moving, is being held down by the law of gravity. There's no question the plane has weight, gravity is holding it down. However, once that plane goes down a runway at a certain speed and tilts its wings in just a certain way, it will lift off the runway. Now, that does not mean gravity went away. It simply meant that there's a higher law called the law of aerodynamics. And under certain circumstances, the law of aerodynamics, although it does not eradicate and diminish the law of gravity, it overrides the law of gravity, as agency duties are often overridden by higher laws and higher authorities that should rule over agency duty. And so to think that if I follow the owner's instructions, the outcome I won't be held accountable for, bad thinking. That is something that you should begin to eradicate in your mind, because agency duty, although they are powerful laws, will be trumped by other laws in this business, just like the laws of aerodynamics often can trump the law of gravity. Again, don't make it go away. It just trumps it for a period of time. When that plane is moving fast enough, the wings are tilted just right, and that airplane lifts off the tarmac. So it is with agency duties and laws that override and have higher authority than agency duty. Now, we have an entire hour video training on when agency duties and the law collide. And so this is just kind of a teaser for that video training. It's an hour long. It's something you should put in front of your staff someday and watch through pieces of it or the whole thing and have this discussion, because they will face all kinds of tension as well. And if they came out of the sales community like I did, they have a tendency to kind of bow at the owner God and let agency duties rule. Many times agency duties are overridden by higher authority and more powerful laws, just like the law of aerodynamics does to gravity. So the idea of, if I follow my owner's instructions, I'm not held liable for the outcome. You might think so, but that's wrong. And you have to be very, very careful, okay, that you do not just carte blanche, salute, fall on your heels, and do what the owner tells you to do. Because there's lots of laws in this side of the business that override that agency duty. Well, I hope this has been helpful. Again, send us an email. We have tons of training on our website, lots of videos like this. Some of them are 20, 30 minutes, some of them are an hour. This one was shorter. We appreciate you taking the time to be with us and listening through this. I hope it's been helpful. Thanks for hanging out with us today.